Hi everyone. Wow, I actually just started to think that our date wasn't going to happen with some technology issues, but I think we're here. Anyway, welcome. Money is like a jealous lover. If you ignore it, it will ignore you. Or worse, it will leave you for someone else who makes it a priority. And this is my favorite quote by Grant Cardone. Welcome, Anna is here, and I'll give you guys a few minutes to hop on. I really had a hard time with Facebook. It disconnected me 3 times, so I hope it doesn't happen again. How is your Sunday going? I want to make sure I can see your questions and comments. Okay, I hope my connection is good. Well, we are officially on a date. It's you and I, and it's right. And I feel so privileged to be here today. Now, it's not like any other dates you've been on. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about your finances. And so you're thinking, what makes me so qualified to talk to you about this topic today? Well, to start, for the last 11 years, I have been helping my clients with their financial planning needs. I also happen to be a certified financial planner by training. But you know, the most important job that I've ever had to take on was to start managing finances for my family. And you know what? This is the job that I can never fail. So there you go. Now, you might be wondering what's the title and what is this old money date kind of thing that I'm talking about? So a money date is a time that you set aside for yourself to check in with your overall financial picture. And as we progress on in this process, we're going to talk about income, we're going to talk about expenses, we're going to talk about a whole system that you have or maybe yet don't have for yourself. So that's what money date is. And checking in on a weekly basis with yourself in your system is going to allow you to stay on track and make progress. Now, you may not have a system like that in place, and that's why I'm here to help you create it. So, for those of you who are watching us live, I want you to put in the comments below an answer to the following questions. I want you to check in with yourself. Where are you today with your finances? Right? Because frequently as we go on with our life, for most of us, that's something that we put on the back burner. And don't want to deal with. So, are you frustrated? Are you ignoring your finances? Do you feel overwhelmed? Or are you one of those people who actually like to track everything, you stay on the top, and you feel like you've got control? And I know that I've been personally myself, and I've seen many clients in the past all over the place, right? But the point is that wherever you are right now, hi Lisa, thanks for joining. So wherever you might be right now, there's always a better way to improve. Hi Olga. So now, before we get started, okay, and talking about what the money date entails, right? Because there's a structure. I'm not just talking about money date here and not giving you the actual meat. So what I want to accomplish with these money dates is I want to help you create a system for yourself so you can start tracking your progress, right, on a weekly basis, because that's the only way you can actually understand whether there is a problem you need to address or maybe there's not a problem and there's something else you can do to get yourself to the next level. Now, today I'm going to teach you 4 simple questions that you need to answer for yourself. Now, before I started this video, I actually provided in my feed something called a money date checklist. So if you go to my feed, you'll actually see, you can download it, okay? And just follow along. So here are the questions. But before we get into questions, I'd like you to share the stream. If you think it's valuable information I'm sharing today, please go ahead and share it out, but don't just share it. Let people know why they need to listen to this important information. Okay, so here are the questions that I ask myself on a weekly basis, and I use money date checklist to help me track that progress. So question number 1, how much money did you make today or this week? how much money did you save? And that's right, I'm talking about only thinking for the last 7 days. So how much money did you save? Do you have a savings goal for yourself? I know we're not used to think in terms of weekly. What we're trying to do is actually give you something you can manage, right? Now, question number 3, if you have any debts, have they increased or have they decreased? Maybe you were successfully able to pay off a debt this week. And then the last question is, are you going to anticipate any unusual expenses in the next 7 days before we come back again to check and see how you're making progress? So these 4 simple questions, you can just write answers right here, right on your money day checklist. And that is all I want you to do this week, okay? I know it's going to take you some time because you're just learning what this process is all about. As you begin to train yourself, here's what's going to happen, right? Because I'm asking you to do the very specific steps. You're going to become more aware whether you are making enough income, right? You're going to understand actually what you are making at the end of the day. And so some of us aren't used to look at our income on a weekly basis, right? Because, for example, in my case, I get paid once a month, right? But I clearly exactly know how much is it on a weekly basis, okay? This will also help you realize that maybe you aren't making enough money, right? Because that's the point. You need to know what's going on. Unless you check in, you don't know. And then point number 2, which is what most of us hate to do, but you're going to become more aware of where your spending is at. Now, I'm not talking about creating a budget. I'm not talking about starting to track every penny and every dollar that you make. I'm talking about just really having a good idea. If you use a credit card, for example, to pay for all of your expenses on a weekly basis, right? Take a look at what that credit card bill is today, and let's come back to it in a week and see what is it exactly that you charging on that credit card. That's just one example. Now, just like anything in life, right? If you want to accomplish something, you got to stay on track with it. And the sauce, the secret sauce that everybody thinks exists, there's nothing like that. It's consistency. It's coming back and looking at what you actually started. So what that means for us and our money dates is that we need to be doing this on a consistent basis, right? You don't have to hop on with me on this live stream. And I thought it was, since I have to do this for myself, right, for my family every week, and you can pick date of the week that works for you, why don't we do it together, right? Because it could be less intimidating. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. And I think collectively as a group, we can accomplish a lot more. So let's make it fun. Let's make it interactive. And let's start paying attention to our finances. Now, a money date is just a cute way to think about it. And as you develop this framework for yourself, it's going to help you just learn the basics of money management, the basic concepts. I'm not talking about complicated investment strategies. We're not there yet. We just want to master the basics. Because with that, all I want you to do is realize that if you can master those basic principles, then you can devote and spend your time on things that you enjoy doing the most. For most of us, it's family time, right? Achieving your goals, whatever it is. But that's what this will allow you to do. Now, I know that this is our first date, and you guys are kind of just still learning and trying to understand what this is all about. So I'm gonna trust you that after I'm done here explaining what this is all about, you're gonna spend some time actually recording answers to those 4 questions, right? Remember, how much money did we make? How much money did we save this week? Did we increase or decrease our debts? And do we anticipate any unusual expenses for the next 7 days? And that's all I want you to do today, okay? So once you get those answers, and if you have any more questions, let me know. I'm gonna be back here again in a week. And if you have a better time that you think that works for you, hi Helen, hi Yvonne, thanks guys for joining. We're about here to wrap up, so I appreciate you coming on. So remember that all I want you to think about this next 7 days, right, is those 4 questions, okay? Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if there's something I can do better. But I'm excited because, again, I've been doing this myself for a long time. I've been teaching my clients to do something like this, but I think with modern technology, why not do it as a group? I hope you guys having a great Sunday and stay in touch.